Okay, question. Because you've been to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Do you like the Disneyland food? Do you think Disneyland? Okay, because like people always try and lie to me and tell me that it's good, and every time I've been, I've hated the food. I've only liked the popcorn. That's literally it.
Like, I don't think I've had a single meal or snack at Disneyland where I'm just like, yes, this is worth coming back for.
Yeah, you know how everyone wants the, they have turkey legs at Disneyland? That's like the thing.
Yeah.
Bro, it was vile. I hated this thing. It was disgusting. I'd never understood, like, I'd never wanted to become a vegetarian. I never had any part of my brain that made me think that I should become a vegetarian. But seeing that kind of disgusting, like veiny, gross, like red, like bright red turkey leg that I'm just chewing into made me get it. I was like, you know what? Yeah, no, I get it. This is actually
eating animals are gross.
Like, this is disgusting. Like this, it doesn't even taste good. Like, if it tasted divine, I'd be like, all right, well, sorry, turkeys.
Yeah, see, but then Disneyland fans will come back on that argument and being like, well, yeah, but like the point of Disneyland isn't the food. It's
a lot of them swear by it though.
It's the world building.
It's the world building.
And they take me out of it knowing that like fucking Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse is a shit chef and he should never cook. Like, honestly, the best food I had in Disneyland was just a standard ass hot dog.
Yeah, but that's because you're a hot dog fiend.
I'm a hot dog fiend.
It could be an F-tier hot dog and you're like, it's all right.
They'd be like,
it's all right.
I was asleep for the 30 minutes, but 7 out of 10.
You're right. As long as it snaps, I'm good.
Have you been to Disneyland in Japan yet?
No.
Do you plan to?
And I have no intention of ever going.
Now it's fucked. Now, now the borders opened up.
If I didn't go during the pandemic, there's no fucking way.
I've been to Disneyland and Sea Now, and both of them were fine. Just fine.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just not a Disney guy, you know, and nor is Sydney. She's not a Disney guy either. So
you're very lucky.
Huh?
You're very lucky that your partner isn't like Disney obsessed. I feel like it becomes a nightmare once they are. Yeah. Because you're owned by the Disney Corporation.
Yeah.
Because she is.
and it's so I don't want to say it's horrible, but it's so like asinine because she got into it not because of Disney, but because of Kingdom Hearts. So it's like extra. It's like I have to deal.
There's always an avenue.
It's like I have to deal with the Disney side and the Kingdom Hearts side. So it's just like a double whammy. But at least she doesn't like drag me to go to Disneyland because she knows I don't like it. So it's like, it's fine. You can go to Disneyland. It's cool.
You've paid the tax enough.
You've ever been to a theme park with a theme park obsessed person?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
My cousin, actually, my younger cousin used to have the Disney yearly pass. Which is like I don't know how much it is.
It's such good value for money because it costs like 4 tickets. So.
Yeah, but like I think like I actually did the calculations. It's like it's only worth the money if you end up going to Disneyland. I think it's like at least 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Is it really? I thought it was way less. I thought it was like 4 to 5 times a year.
I think it's something like at least in the Japanese one, it's like 2 to 3 times a month.
Fuck me.
But my cousin used to go every week.
I've never like been a guy who like I like theme parks. I like going to theme parks.
Thrill parks.
I like thrill parks.
See, I don't like thrill or theme parks.
I would never think about going to like a thrill park or theme park more than twice a year, like ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just maybe my mind's just like programmed that way. But once I've seen everything once, I'm like, okay, that was cool. I don't need to go again for a while, you know?
Yeah.
They actually postponed. She took it off the website. Actually, it's
the yearly pass,
the annual passports.
Oh yeah, probably because of the pandemic, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you go with someone who's obsessed, they're like they have an itinerary in their head, and if you don't stick to it, they get so annoyed. They're like, I'm like, what if I don't want to do that ride? They're like, no, you have to. That's the optimal way.
No, see, because I have friends who are Disneyland obsessed, but they don't like going on rides. They literally go to Disneyland just to take photos.
What the fuck?
And I'm just like, I mean, you do you. Don't involve me in that shit.
It's a Disneyland Team Labs exhibition, right? That's basically what it is.
Basically,
it's an art exhibition.
It's like I don't want the interactivity. I just want to take the photos.
I don't know if maybe, you know, doing a ton of anime conventions just turned me off this, but I just don't enjoy being in places when I'm shoulder to shoulder with people.
No.
And sometimes when Disney is packed, it's like I feel like I just don't want to be in that line.
I've never been that way, but I think to enough anime conventions has just put me off that even more.
Yeah.
Because I'm
definitely.
like, God damn, nothing is more suffocating than being in a room full of weebs and someone there fucking stinks and you can't pinpoint who it
Well,
is.
Disneyland's
But
outside.
you know somewhere, someone here stinks.
Well, luckily, Disneyland is not as bad, but
But like-
unless there's a weeb at
But like
Disneyland.
not even Disneyland, but fucking just like the thought of going to Kyoto now just like turns me off so much.
yeah,
Or,
for sure.
like-
I just don't think anything in my mind is worth being like shoulder to shoulder stuck to people. I'm just kind of like, actually, I'd rather just not. I'm good. Like, maybe I miss out on some cool
Yeah.
things, but ultimately, I just don't want to have to line up for like 3 hours for anything or
Yeah.
just be shoulder to shoulder. with
Yeah,
people.
I've realized like I've grown two big like pet peeves like growing up now that I just like have like zero tolerance for, and one of them is being in a big crowded in a big space full of crowded people.
Yeah.
And the second one is just queuing up for an experience,
Oh
I guess.
my
like
God.
waiting at 30
and
minutes,
Disneyland
like,
is both of those.
like okay,
Yeah.
okay, like if I really want to go to a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And you have a restaurant that's like highly acclaimed,
Yeah.
really got really good reviews, but you have to wait half an hour for,
Right.
or a restaurant that has no wait that serves the same cuisine but has lower rated reviews.
I'm going for that,
I'm going
yeah.
for that one every single
yeah.
fucking
Well,
time.
I mean, Japan loves lining up for stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that onigiri place where you have to wait 2 hours to get an onigiri.
yeah.
An onigiri. That's like waiting up 4 hours for beans on toast in the UK.
I look at shit like that and I'm just like, how much better could it be?
No, it can't. It can't. There's no way it can be worth waiting 2 hours. I refuse to believe it. Hey, maybe I'll get proven wrong and I'll try it and I'll nut my pants right
Unless
away.
they're like
but,
sprinkling that onigiri with cocaine or something,
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
like it's
like-
not worth it.
There's no way. I refuse to believe there's even a. I've never waited that long for any food, and I thought that was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever. Like,
But then
food is
again,
just
like
fine.
but then again, like Japan and the concept of like foodies, especially in Japan, is on another level. Like there are lots of like
No, I know.
food obsessed like foodies all over the world that
Yeah.
you've seen and stuff like that. But like in Japan, they're just like when it comes to food, they're just like living in an entirely different universe.
Just give me a time when I can book and come in, and then I
Yeah.
will wait 3 months for the booking
Yeah.
to experience this thing if needs be. But
Yeah.
if I need to like queue up, I'm like, no.
No,
This
but-
is where I draw the
but
line.
No, because then there are those asshole stores that are just like so up themselves where they're like, yeah, people are willing to wait. So we're not actually going to allow bookings. You just
Yeah.
have to get there early enough. And I'm like, every time I see stores like that, I'm like, I fucking hate you. I'm sure your food is delicious, but
Yeah.
fuck you.
I think sometimes the ones that don't allow bookings are like really popular restaurants or chains that know that they'll have a consistent customer base.
Yeah.
And in their mind, having this table blocked off that could hold maybe 8 people,
Yeah.
maybe that's, a ton of customers you're losing out on that could be coming through and
Right.
way quicker.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe this booking doesn't even show at one point.
Yeah.
So maybe in their business model, because they're so popular, it makes way more sense to not have reservations. And
Right.
also, it is kind of nice being able to just turn up to some nice restaurants. And if you're lucky and there's 2 of you, it's like, oh, cool, we can just get a seat right now.
Right, right.
Like, that's nice. So I think there are pros and cons of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But fuck no, I'm not waiting 2 hours. At any restaurant. Bro, I'm going to like Denny's. I'm not waiting that long. I'm straight up like,
Yeah.
I feel like my time is the most important aspect to me.
Yeah.
And I feel insulted when someone's like, hey, you got to wait 2 hours for onigiri. I'm like,
It's like, no, I'm going to Family Mart.
I'm sorry.
dog. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I'm sorry. I like the 7-Eleven one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm chill with
Yeah.
it being
Yeah,
that
I'm
quality. I
fine
don't
with
need
it.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.